From the Saginaw News from the year 1988. Maiden makes living at bowling. Subheading, but LPBT standout wonders what if she had stuck with golf. Some 14 years ago, Jeannie Maiden made a fateful decision. My dad put a golf club in my hands when I was 16, and I couldn't wait to get off the course, she recalled. And now I wonder where I'd be if I'd stayed with golf. Golf never had a chance with Jeannie Maiden, who grew up to become the rarest of women, a professional bowler who makes a living at her sport. She's never been bothered by the choice of bowling over golf or some other sport, although it was a decision that cost her a lot of money. Women's golf took off, but women's bowling is still scrambling for attention. Women taking part in the 16-stop Ladies Pro Bowling Tour this season will divvy up $915,315. Their counterparts in golf played for more than that in their first 4 tournaments this season, and they have 32 more left on the schedule. Over the 9 years I've competed out here, there really haven't been many tournaments when you compare it to other sports, Maiden said during a break from the Hyattsville, Maryland event earlier in the summer. Most of the girls want more tournaments. We want to bowl all year round. We'd like to see 24 tournaments a year. That would give the girls a chance to make a living out here. Some of them aren't as fortunate as I am, where I can work in the industry. Believe me, I know. I used to have a job as a court reporter. Maiden is one of the premier bowlers on the circuit, winning 6 tournaments and compiling a 205 average for over 3,000 career games. Yet, she shows career earnings of only about $135,000. Endorsement contracts make it possible for her to devote all her time to bowling. In fact, she made more money last year outside of competition. While other women are forced by simple economics to return home during breaks in the season, Maiden fills the gaps with exhibitions, clinics, special appearances. She's off to Japan and Hong Kong for 10 days to do just that later this month. When she was bowling for fun with her high school team, I didn't know there was a life out here. After a decade on the road, she still has her doubts. Asked if women's bowling might someday take off like, say, golf, Maiden says, I don't know if it's going to be seen in my lifetime. I thought it would, but I've been out here 9 years. You see a little bit of improvement the last couple years. The money's a little better. The television, yes, it's definitely better. So we're going in the right direction. Actually, things have improved to the point that Maiden is occasionally noticed when she goes out in public. In the last year or so, when I go into a grocery store I've never been in, or a drugstore, the pharmacist might say, "Oh, I've seen you on TV." So there is a little notoriety there. There would seem to be a market out there if only the women could find it. The men's bowling tour, for instance, offers 6-figure purses every week and, to the continuing amazement of jaded media critics, has been a solid ratings draw for years. Bill Vent, who handles media relations for the LPBT, points out that bowling is the most played game in the world, but that many people can't tell the difference between recreational bowling and the sport played by the women. It's like golf, for instance, Vent said. On a particular hole, you might be able to hit a drive, an approach, and a couple of putts and make a par. But the trick is to do that for 18 holes. People who throw a strike might say, this isn't so hard. Try throwing enough of them for a 200 game and do it game after game for 42 games like these women do, with the lane conditions changing all the time. With that in mind, imagine what it took for Maiden to put together the longest string of strikes in bowling history. On November 23, 1986, in the Central States Tournament, she had 40 in a row. For the uninitiated, it takes 12 for a perfect 300 score. I was finishing up my doubles event, and I finished with the last 7 frames, Maiden said. Then we switched lanes, and I bowled back-to-back 300s, and I had the first 9 of the last game. That meant she was within 3 strikes of a third straight 300 game. She already had tied a record with 2 in a row. Then, in the fateful 10th frame, I left one of my all-time favorite spares, the bucket, a 4-pin combination, and I missed it. I hadn't shot any spares, you see, so I didn't know how the ball would react, and it overreacted. So I shot .264 and had an .864 series. That, by the way, is also a record, as is her career total of 300 games. I've had 15, she said, and then smiled. In fact, I'm getting due. She was talking about another 300, but she might well have been talking about women's bowling too. I'm going to bowl out here 5 or 7 or 10 more years, depending on how long my hand holds up. I tore a tendon in my finger about 2 years ago, and if I take care of it, I can bowl another 10 years.